Welcome to Commodities and looking at gold here. And as you know, we were looking at all of this price action through here as being the trend, ending as such, and it still could be ending as well. And the wave count could be interpreted in different ways, but the main point here was that while the market stayed above the top of Group 1, the 1330, then we'll treat it as being positive. And that's still the case, and it does appear to be pushing higher. The resistance is the midpoint, the 1350 here, and looking at that is likely to see a new high here, and we're looking at this as being, well, an A and a B and a C wave here, and as long as this held here, then the market was supported and we'll look to the upside. This old high here would be expected to be taken out through here. So look, we can see that the 1440 here is 1340 is the support. So any stops, long stops, would have to go under this point here. And there is upside potential as pointed out before, but at the same time token, it's all these tops, every new top here is being sold off here, so we just need to bear that in mind. The silver is always, well, not always, but most of the time weaker, and in this case it's weaker as well. And it's more the shorting stock, more of the product market rather than gold. But look, this here, I've looked at this in terms of an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave moving down. So support on the 2100 here would give it some weight to the upside and push further up from there. This particular move through here does appear to be in three waves, so it does make it a corrective push to the upside, but support on top of this here would also make this an expanded flat as well, where we have up for one, an A and a B and a C here, then support here, and then a strong move after that. So anyway, no long trade here yet. It would need to have that closest largest number as the support, but these markets are oversold, so they can certainly pop up from here. The copper market, the base metals, are still pushing to the downside, and we can just bring this into perspective here. So just bring the weekly here. So another sort of strong move last night, and as you know, we're looking at this being a wave 3 down through here, the minor wave 3 here, minor wave 4 here, and looking for minor wave 5 down to the 280 area, maybe even lower. The 277 would be, 272 would also be in the play there. But looking at this in terms of the wave count here, we'd be looking at it still pretty much the same here in terms of down for 1 here, back for 2, and then from 2 in blue here all the way down to wave 3 down to here. So it's still got a fair way to go. In the green here we've got 5. We'll have 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here. And in the third green wave here, we're looking for 5 waves, the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, and the 5 here for that. So we're still looking for this little low here from this wave 2 here down to wave 3 here. We're looking for 5 waves as well. And you can kind of see them here now, the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, and the 5 here. So we can just drill in there further and have a look at those. This is how they count, the 1, the 2, the 3. We're looking for that yesterday, back for the 4th, and down for the 5th. This 5th wave down here for is still not quite finished as well. Obviously the 3rd wave is in here. This will be a 4th and a 5th to move down further. Do I have that in there? Oh yeah, here we go. Not labeled though, but it's just breaking it down. It's all quite fascinating really, but so a little 4th wave and a 5th wave here, so we've got like wave 1 and 2, and in fact this is still part of the 3rd here. There's still lows to go here. This is these lower highs in this little triangle pattern here, descending triangle, should break to the downside here as well. The oil market also moving down swiftly as well, everything going according to plan through here, so we should be short in this area from the 102 area through here. You can move stops just above the 101 or even a little bit closer to that. So we've still got further to go here basically, because we've got down for 1, back for 2, down for the 3rd wave, the 4th and the 5th. Now the 4th wave could retest the 100 here from the 99 here. We need to be a bit mindful of that, but the overall move is still down to 98 here. So if you're short from under the 102, then just hold out down here. It will get a bit bumpy through here as waves 4s and 5s occur, but still further to move to the downside. The Brent here, if I just come across here, is a bit sturdier, hasn't broken to the downside, but it will. So the 108 here's a retested resistance, would also give you a short trade as well. But as you can see, the Western Texas is leading to the downside. The gas market, no real sort of change here, and maybe I've got the count wrong here, but it does appear to be a triangle pattern moving through here and should break to the downside through here. But because I don't have a really good clean count of 5 waves in here, then this can be in 3 waves here, and this can be a series of up for 1, an A and a B and a C for 2, and then up for 1, A and a B and something in here. So it can be building to the upside here as well, but it does look a corrective, and normally when you have a move coming in a particular, if the move is down and you have a correction here, then it breaks to the downside. If this triangle pattern was, we had a move coming up this way here, coming up here, and we could recognize this as being a triangle or corrective pattern, then it would only break to the upside. So anyway, if shorting here, the 450 as a break of the 450 would see us further to the downside. The grains, okay, soybeans. Okay, now the daily chart here, the good thing about this is that just what I wanted to point out here anyway is that this bar and this bar here, yes, they are lower, but they're lower on lower volume. This bar is lower than this one, and this one is lower than this one. So this move down through here is a correction. Okay, so we could see further back here reading the volume, we've got increasing volume here. This strong volume bar here has got sellers involved in it. That sell off there is all sellers. The move ups from here, that's fine. This one here has got sellers coming into, it's been sold off here. All of this move up through here is all on lower volume. So divergence as it's moving up through here. This is up higher here on higher volume here, but it doesn't really have, I mean, this bar here is the same length as this one. So that means that because they're the same range, well, basically it might be a tad bigger, but because they're the same range roughly, and this one's got excessive volume in it, well, that would mean that there's lots of sellers in there. So the buyers are coming up and the sellers are cashing in, selling at a high price there, and that's what that is. So, but this is all corrective here, so it's all looking good to the upside. So coming into here, now over the last 2 days, we know this has come down on lower volume, so we don't have to panic about anything. The best fit for this count is because this has got 3 waves here, we have to look at it as a B wave, and it's taken out the top there, which is actually a very strong thing. So we're looking at 5 waves coming down through here. So this would be the 3rd wave in here. This would be the 4th wave here, and a 5th wave come down into 1400. Now, it may come lower to the A wave here. I doubt it because it took out the top here. Unless we get an expanded flat, which would take the top out by 23%, and then also take the low out here by 23%. But if that's the case, then we're in for a really strong move to the upside. That's what expanded flats, the next trend from an expanded flat is very strong. But look, either way, we need to accommodate a move down to 13, down to group 2, which is 80, 72 and 65. It may not be the case. We'll probably just get a bounce off the 1400 and then move up from there. So all good here, all very good. The wheat market is all good as well. Also looking at this, it's good that we had another high here because from this 4th wave here, we could count a very clear 5 waves to here. So we can count this now. And then we've got from this pullback here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here. And then another one here. So we can basically count this as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It may not be finished yet, but into this area here. So the 5 waves that we've been looking at up through here has a really nice fit. And the other thing too with this too is that you can see that each trend here is actually expanding to the upside. So it is really strong and it is moving up strong. The only downside dilemma that we have is this gap here. It could be recovered on the wave 2 here. May not be, but it could be. So it's something that we need to sort of work through. But I can see that we still need to work through the medium level 650 here as some sort of A, B, C correction through here and then up from here. Yeah, so that's it there, but basically all good because, you know, whatever happens here, it might be really shallow and stick to that 650, you know, and it probably will. It's a great number, that 65. So if it really sticks there closely, the next move up will be, well, if it's a wave 3 from here, then it's going to be very strong. If it's a wave C going up there from this wave B, then it'll be much like this here. But everything is indicating to me that it will be a 3rd wave to the upside. So that's the trend that we need. That will be the money trend. But at the same time, you know, we've built in trades all through here, and you know, we'll have a lot up our sleeve in our back pocket before we enter the 3rd wave here. So I think that's pretty exciting. The corn. Looking good as well. Everything's going according to plan. So if we look at this as a classic trading levels pattern, first of all, we've got our little 5-wave structure up here. It fits very nicely. And then we've had our sharp move sell off from the 500, which is expected. And we can look at that being the A wave now. So the B wave should retrace back up, well, 50-60% back up, so it doesn't really matter. It'll be up there somewhere. We won't chase it. And then we'll get this A, B, and C coming in through here, and then we'll look for further upside there, but also once again a wave 3 to the upside. So also very exciting as well. So looking very nice here in terms of pretty pictures. The orange juice is is on track. See if I've got a better chart that's been relabeled a little bit. Well, we can have a look at this one to start with. Basically, we're in wave 3 to the upside, up to here. We've got wave 1, wave 2, and we're looking for wave 3 up into 158 to 162 in here. Then wave 4, then wave 5 up through to here. From wave 2 here, we're looking for 5 waves from wave 2 to 3 here, and that would be the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, and the pushing up for 5 here. I did have that. I don't think it's that one. I've just got to find it now. This will do. So here's those 5 waves. So there's wave 4 here, and look, wave 4s are normally sideways and complicated, but that's if wave 2 is simple and sharp, and wave 2 here doesn't seem simple and sharp to me. It seems sideways and complex. This one here would be the opposite then. So this one would be sharp and simple. So it may be finished here, it may be not. We may get another move down through here, but it doesn't really matter. We just got to keep our stops out of the way, and down here. And you know, it's kind of nice if it does sort of retest into the 150 and checks it, and then moves off from there, this medium level here. So all looking very good here as well. So continue to build in through this and just glean small positions at each whole number. Alrighty, that's it. So cheers, thanks for listening.